You ever ask yourself, why can't I stick to this diet plan? Why can't I stick to this fitness plan? Like, what's wrong with me? I'm starting over and over and over. Today, I want to give you some solutions that will help you out. Welcome to the Black Man Black Health Podcast. I'm your host, Drew Koss. Today, I'm going to help you break this cycle. Now, if you listen and you implement it, you're going to be good. And I'll start off by telling you a story. So, I've competed in powerlifting, bodybuilding, Olympic lifting, and CrossFit. And the two of those that took the longest was actually, they probably were even a little bit. Bodybuilding was about, when I was competing, I got up until like 90 minutes of cardio and like an hour of weight training. Powerlifting was like 2 hours, and Olympic lifting was like 2 hours. When I stopped those, I realized I didn't want to work out anymore. So I went a whole 3 months without working out. And I was still a trainer, and I had tons of excuses that I could have used, like new baby, it's not worth it, right? I had tons of excuses, right? But none of them were valid. Until one day I saw a picture. And you guys know, when you see a picture or you can't fit into some clothes, things start to get real. And that one picture showed me how much I had let go. Now, I had the mindset that, it's 2 hours of training or nothing. It was that all or nothing approach, and I want to help you break that. So today, I'm going to give you some tips. The first thing to do if you find yourself starting over and over with a fitness journey is, first, let's just change your mindset around fitness, and let's change your mindset around the journey. Versus saying I'm starting over, let's just say I'm picking up where I left off. I use the analogy, if you were traveling to a couple states over and you got a flat, you wouldn't try to drive back to where you started, fix the flat, and then go back to where you left off and continue. You would just try to fix the problem where it's at. You would just continue the journey. It's the same thing for fitness. And with fitness, you can use these same analogies in life. For black men, I always want to say, you can do something, even if it's 5 minutes. Doesn't necessarily have to always be 45 minutes, an hour, 90 minutes. So let's adopt the mindset that I'm just continuing my journey from where I'm starting. If you guys have watched any of my episodes, you know my daughter's always with me, so she's probably getting ready to run down here now. Just welcome her when she comes. I can do something. So I started telling myself, I can at least do a 20-minute workout. I can at least do that. And I was like, at first I was like, well, that's not going to be enough. You were used to doing 2 hours. You were used to doing this, da, 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 da. And I was like, wait, but you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. So let's just think about doing 20 minutes. So that's the second tip. How can I do something? You can always do a 5-minute workout. If you can breathe, you can train. You can always do some squats and push-ups, some sit-ups right where you're at. It takes no equipment. You can always do it. Do you feel like doing it is the thing? And that may not always be yes. I don't always feel like working out. I often feel like I should just be sitting down, eating cookies and reading a book. But I can't just do that all the time. I really can't. I want to, but I can't. So with doing something, I say, I'm going to pick 4 days out of the week. I got 7 days to choose from. I'm going to pick 4 of those days, and I'm going to make sure that I get at least a 20-minute workout in. And that became so fun. It rejuvenated back in me like the joy of training. But what it did also was it started creating a new habit that you can do something. That was the habit I needed to form because I didn't have the time frame to train for 2 hours, nor did I want to. So the first one was reframing the mind, right? I'm picking up where I left off. I'm not starting all over again. I'm picking up where I left off. If I were to interject some more into that, you got to think about the season of your life. Do you have kids now? Are you married now? You have a spouse? Do you have other responsibilities, right? When you're 20 and you're training, you usually don't have any kids. You usually don't have a spouse. You usually don't have any bills. So things are different. But when you get older and responsibilities come into play, you got to think, what can I do in this season? Maybe I can't compete in powerlifting now. Maybe I can. Maybe I can't compete in Olympic lifting. Maybe I can. But I can do something. First one, reframe the mind. Second one, I can do something. Now the third one, this is one that I wish I did more of. Rewarding myself for the small wins as well as the big wins. Now, if you're like me, you're probably used to like, I'm not rejoicing or celebrating until I cross the finish line. I like to think of it like this. If we're looking at life as a marathon, every mile is a reward in my eyes. What you consider to be a mile to you may be different, right? So let's say someone's trying to lose 50 pounds. I would say rewards are 5 pounds. I would say rewards are getting to the gym, the amount of days that you said you were going to get to the gym. Now, the rewards can be something that actually help you enforce a better habit. For me, when I was helping people out strictly with losing weight, and I did it myself for a bunch of times, every time I worked out, I would put $1 in the jar and I would put it right where I can always see it. The reason for that was I wanted to be able to see my progress outside of the scale going down. That can help you greatly. So think about, what can my rewards be? After 30 days of seeing that jar, I would take the money and go buy a fitness shirt. So every time I wore that fitness shirt in the gym, I knew for a fact, I earned this. Like I got this because I was consistent. I was rewarding myself. Where do people go wrong when we talk about these three things? Reframing the mind, you can do something, and rewarding yourself. They go too hard, too fast, right? I've ran multiple challenges. I've run challenges probably since 2010, right? It's 2014, right? 2024 right now, the day I'm doing this. And I can tell you, the person who starts off super, super fast, super, super eager, super, super like determined, they usually quit the fastest. It's usually the person who's like just doing what's supposed to be done and slowly ramping up. That's the person that usually sticks around the longest. Why? Because now they're cultivating new habits. They're not trying to use just straight willpower to get this done, right? I know we love like the Kobe Bryant quotes, RIP Kobe. I know we love David Goggins stuff. Love David Goggins myself. I know we love that stuff, but it's not realistic a lot of times to normal people. Those people are like, they're like top 5% of the world. If you do it straight by just grunt and grind and willpower, you're going to burn out. The reason why you're going to burn out is because weight loss, fitness, life is all about habits. You are where you're at because of the habits you currently have. You don't have what you want to have because you don't have those habits yet. If someone tells me, I don't know why I'm not losing weight, I probably can tell you in 2 minutes why you're not losing weight. A, you're probably not in a calorie deficit and you're not moving enough. You may tell me like, I don't eat bad, I'm moving enough. And I'm going to tell you like, the body's not going to lie. You probably could be eating less. You could be eating 2 times a day, but the calories could be literally 1,000 calories per meal. With all of that being said, we want to think about, as a human being, if I can cultivate a better and new habit, I'm going to actually do this journey and actually see way more progress than willpower. And that's why we break it down so much on how to do it. All right, of course, I could give you a plan, like shout out to Conquer Fitness United. You can definitely get a plan that works for you, your schedule, your lifestyle, all that stuff. Go to drewcost.com. But I also like to talk to the people to find out what's in your life that's going on so that we can start cultivating new habits that are going to help you actually keep going on the journey. I'd rather see you lose 2 pounds a month, every month for 12 months, that'd be 24 pounds, then you lose 20 pounds the first 2 months, and then we don't hear from you again. And you put all of that weight back on. Anytime you see someone who's losing a lot of weight, gaining a lot of weight, they're usually not doing it because they have habits. They just have some willpower for about 4 or 6 weeks, and they're starving themselves and they're doing the most craziest thing, and it usually backfires. That's just how it works. I've seen it too many times. So let's recap and let's get some comments. So make sure you leave me a comment wherever you see this at. Number 1, you want to reframe the mind. I'm not starting over. I'm continuing on the journey that I'm on. Number 2, I can do something. That something can be 5 minutes. It can be 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. I can do something. If I got space, I can do something. Number 3, I want to figure out rewards for myself. Small rewards, big rewards, small wins are just as important as big wins. Just as important. And then lastly, if we're going to just leave you with a bonus and a tip, is I don't need to do it by hustle and grind. I can do it by cultivating new habits. Now, a program that we have going on right now, 75 Hard, the Conquer Way, or 40 Days Soft, right? There are 2 programs that help you build accountability, better habits. 75 Hard is a lot more challenging. And 40 Days Soft is not as challenging, but it's challenging enough that you don't have to write your workouts. You don't have to remember what to do. You get to look at your plan. You get to talk to us. You get to have motivation throughout the group. You get support. You get all of that. Both of those are found on www.drewcost.com. Let's talk. Let's get you some help. Other than that, guys, be great. I'm out of here.